They told him he had 5 good years left. That was 15 years ago. He's still standing, still speaking, still living. This is Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. A podcast about what happens when life throws you something incurable, and you fight back anyway. Hosted by Bryce Perry. Diagnosed at 40, 15 years into the battle. This is the truth behind the tremor. Let's begin.
So one time I tried to push through a walk with stiff legs, thinking, I just need to move more. Halfway in, I ended up on the ground in someone's front yard, and that wasn't the walk I needed. It was rest. With Parkinson's, if you don't listen to your body, it will find a way to grab your attention. All right, well, welcome to the channel. I want to thank all my loyal viewers and listeners for coming back. And if you're new here, my name is Bryce, and this is Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. And this channel is all about providing strength, hope, and support to individuals living with Parkinson's disease and their caregivers. And I share motivational stories and tips and insights to help you navigate life with Parkinson's. And if you're looking for that kind of content, then make sure to subscribe and come along for today's journey. So today we're talking about what Parkinson's has taught me about listening to my body. I want to get right into this. So I used to think I knew my body pretty well. I trained for sports all the time. I played hockey. I pushed through colds. I recovered from injuries. Like you name it, I knew it, right? But Parkinson's changed the rules. Early on, I remember getting dressed one morning and my right arm just wouldn't swing over. No pain, no warning, just this weird stiffness. And I thought, maybe I'd slept funny. Spoiler alert, I didn't. I didn't know it at the time, but it was one of those, it was what I call my body's whispers. Okay. So I didn't know it then, but now I know it. And I call it, again, it was like my body's first whispers. And like most guys, I ignored it. And that's a guy thing, right? I think, and just throwing all the dudes under the bus with me, and I'm going to blame it on my gender. It wasn't really Bryce. It wasn't my fault. It's just a guy thing. I'm just kidding. But you know what? A lot of us ignore things, don't we? Some men and women. Everybody does. Some people do, some don't. But that's why I learned the hard way. There was a stretch a few years back where I kept pushing myself. Right. I was filming content. I was doing events. I was working full time. I was trying to be normal, right? Normal. I had a weekend where I did 2 tasks or 2 talks. I flew home and then I promised Carmen I'd mow the lawn. Halfway through, I got dizzy, not spinny dizzy, just like disconnected. Right. I sat down on the deck and I remember Carmen, she walked out and she handed me some water and she said, "You didn't take your meds, did you?" Huh. She was right. I skipped a dose during the flight home. Totally missed it. And then I tried to catch up like a Tylenol. Like I was on the car, got off the plane, went, oh my God, I messed up. I totally forgot to take my meds. And I just, started pounding some in there so I'd be good when I got home. And it doesn't work like that. And that moment taught me that this body, my body, excuse me, my body has a rhythm. When I ignore it, everything else breaks. And that's what happens when you start ignoring these little things, this little rhythm, this little whisper from your body that there's something going on, and you ignore it and just push through. I'll deal with it later. I can finish this and then I'm going to do that. That's when it gets you. So here's what's helped me, right? Like, so what helps me tune it in? So that's what you have to really do is, how do I tune in to these whispers that my bodies are making, these signs that my body's giving me. And so how do you tune it in? How do you tune it in? And the real stuff. Okay. So here's what helped me. Not perfectly, but enough to get by, right? So crazy things. I keep sticky notes near the coffee machine that just say check in, right? So right by my coffee machine, check in. And guess what? In case I missed that sticky note, I have one on the bathroom mirror. I shower and I have my kind of bathroom in the basement, and right on the mirror, it says check in. Okay, check in. And what does that mean? Okay, it's not a check-in for coffee. It's not a check-in to brush my teeth. It's a check-in. Am I stiff? Is my jaw tight? Am I dragging? Right? Those type of things I have to recognize. So that's triggers to remind me. And if I'm like, oh yeah, you know what it is? I'm feeling tight. I'm feeling stiff. I'm feeling this way, right? Whatever way it is, that's my trigger to, what I do is I do a voice note on my phone and then I put that into my journal. And so that's how I do it. And because it's easy enough to have a journal, whether you write or electronic journal where you're going to speak into it, whatever it might be, And, we all may have them. And if you open up half the, it's a good start. You probably have a day or two in there, and then you forgot. And then once you forgot enough times, you kind of give up. So I trigger myself. I have reminders everywhere. I go, oh my God, journal. Oh my God. And it's just a quick for me. It's really quick. I grab my phone like this. Like I just grab my phone here and I go like, I just go, hey, Monday morning, what's today? Saturday, July the 8th, whatever it might be. Gosh, I'm stiff. My jaw's really locked up. I slept for 7 hours last night, so good sleep. And I took my meds at 6 a.m. And right now it's, 7:05. And so I do that, and I can do that because again, my first meds, I'm in bed till half an hour, 45 minutes until they kick in, and then I get moving. So trigger yourself, okay? Don't trigger yourself to drink coffee. Everybody knows how to drink coffee, right? Don't trigger, but just trigger those things. So don't say journal entry because you're like, oh, yeah, no, I can do my journal, right? No, you want to just say like, just check in. Anyway, do that, please, right? So here's another thing. Carmen sometimes gives me that look. That look when someone you can tell in their eyes, they look at you like, are you fading? Right? That used to annoy me. Oh my God, it would drive me nuts. I'm like, would you please like leave me? I'm good. Like everybody, okay? You're looking at now it's that look. And now it just really annoyed me. Now I'm really grateful for it. Yeah, because it's she's if I'm missing it, right? She gets it. I tell people when I'm working, I'm at an event, everyone I'm working with, I'm like, hey, if you see this happening, just tell me meds. Because I can get mixed up. I can get mixed up. I can get just so carried away at an event, and people are trying to talk to me, and I'm trying to talk to them, and and my everything's going off, and I forget, or I don't have time, or I'm gonna okay, I'll take them in 5 minutes. As soon as I'm done this conversation, I'm gonna take my meds. As soon as I'm done with this conversation, I'm gonna take my meds. As soon as I finish doing this, I'm gonna take my meds. And I'm gonna preach it again. I'm gonna keep preaching this. I am meds on time every time. Meds on time every time. Believe me, try it. Meds on time every time. I don't care what you're doing. Stop. And you've seen me. You've seen when we do the live podcast on Sundays. Don't forget tomorrow. When we do the live podcast on Sundays, there's been times my wife has put in the comments, "Take your meds," or you'll just see me take them. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm live during a podcast, video, audio podcast, right? And I'm taking my meds because I believe in that, and I really do. So those things used to annoy me. So I tell people that are around me, if you see me acting this way, just remind me of my meds. And I really apologize. I don't know why I'm coughing. So I've gotten very grateful for it, right? So my phone alarm, it doesn't just remind me to take meds. It's a pause button, right? So when my alarm goes off, take my meds, it's a pause button as well. I treat it like a pause button. It's like I stop, I breathe, right? Breathe. And I ask, is this a good moment to take it? Like, is this it? Right? Am I in the middle of stress? Which could mess with how it works, right? So like I think about where I'm at. So I got my meds out. And again, when I talk about meds, I'm always check with your team, right? Your doctor, your healthcare team. Don't never just kind of wing things to see what happens. Make sure that your doctor's on board. And if you've got a good doctor like mine, we experiment with things, right? Within reason, we experiment and we test because I always want best. I always want best, right? I want the most dopamine, so I have the least amount of symptoms, right? With the least amount of pills. So, but I check myself. So I go to take my pills. I'm like, am I really highly stressed right now? What do I have going on for the next 3 hours? I take my meds every 3 hours, right? And I have a video, all of my meds. You can find it in the podcast. So just look down. But I talk about timing and what I take, but I take it every 3 hours. So I think, okay, the next 3 hours, what's happening? So that's kind of that moment when I know, hey, wait a minute, I'm having chicken, I'm having some protein. Like if it's just for dinner, and I know I'm going to have a heavy protein meal, and I know I'm going to be ripping through my dopamine fast. That's at that moment I get an extra half pill or another pill because I know I'm going to need it, right? So I just stop, take a minute, and that even taking that breath, that moment breath, like, okay, here we are. How are we doing? It's like a check-in, right? How are we doing? Are we doing okay? God, we got this. Okay. All right, cool. And I also have, here's another one. I also have what I call sock tests. Now, have you seen one of those motivational minutes of Parkinson pick-me-ups I do? Those quick little hits every morning. I try it every morning. I've been slacking. I apologize, but I haven't had a chance. But I have what I call them sock tests. So if I can't put on socks without sitting down or grunting, I know I'm running behind physically. Okay, so if I can't put it down, if I'm struggling to put socks on, if I can't just kind of lean against the wall somehow, and I got this little technique I do, but if I have to sit down and I'm like, and I'm trying to get them on. I know in the morning something, I'm struggling, something's happening. So none of this is scientific. Now just be real. I'm going to be real cautious. It's not scientific, but here's the thing: it's real life, man. This is my life. These are things these are hacks and tricks and things that I've done, that I've been doing for 15 years. I've been on levodopa for 15 years. Since I got diagnosed. It's coming up next month and a half till I'm 15-year anniversary, the birthday of my life changing, when I got diagnosed. But it's been 15 years, and boy, I picked up a lot of little signals and signs. So you look for the signals and signs within your body, within what's happening. That's going to make your life so much easier, because you put those are your guardrails to what you're going to do to manage this. Now, I want you to understand something. Your doctor, okay, is your resource, right? The doctor is there to guide you. Your doctor is there, but you have to be the manager. You see your neurologist or your movement disorder specialist, you'll maybe see them once every 6 months, right? I think some are 4 months, some are 3 months. Most are 6 months. That's like the normal is every 6 months. So your doctor's not your manager, right? Your doctor is a resource. He's your guide, or he or she is your guide. You need to manage it. And so how do you manage things? You have to learn how they are, what motivates different things. Like, think about that. And if you don't manage it, that's why you're all messed up. That's why your meds are screwy. That's why your symptoms are going wild. When you're managing it really closely, and like I said, meds on time, every time, right? Sleeping the right way, trying to don't get me wrong, I get it. It's hard to sleep, but we have those moments, but you're doing everything that you need to do to make sure that you're in the position for the most optimum moments of what you're living, right? There was my little rant. There's my little rant. And if you like that rant and you're still listening and you haven't subscribed yet, come along for the ride. This is just real talk. We just kind of get into it and riff. So we're just riffing here. So, but I want to talk to you something a little bit even more. It's like the signals that nobody talks about. Okay. So a few months ago, I noticed something weird, right? I was blinking more, like constantly. I was just sitting here, just blinking. And I'm like, what in the world? And I thought, man, do I have to change my contacts? Do I guess I've been looking at the screen too long. I've been on my phone too long. It was really weird. Turns out it was a subtle off period. Interesting, right? Has that ever happened to you? Let me know in the comments. Like, start a comment run. This is a community, right? This isn't about Bryce. This is a community. So, do you notice? Are you listening to your body? Have you heard or sensed those things? Has this ever happened? Has that constant blinking happened to you? Well, for me, it turned out it was an actual off time. Like, holy moly! And then I realized, oh my gosh, I'm behind on my pills. For whatever reason, I did the update on my iPhone, and my alarm list just disappears sometimes. So I miss it, right? I miss it. And I go up and I grab my pill bottle. And of course I'm using my pill timer cap, and it's been 3 hours and 36 minutes. I'm 36 minutes behind. So that's usually when I'm going to hit about that 30-minute mark when I'm after my last med. It's when I'll start my off periods. So that I'm like, whoa. So now there's a sign, right? There's a signal. There is a signal in my body. So, my eyes are blinking. Geez, when's the last time? And I realize, oh my gosh, I'm hitting an off period. So then I can quickly adjust. So it's listening to your body, listening to it and learning it. Okay. Another time I found myself, and I don't know if you're not in Canada, you don't know what this is, but a Canadian Tire. I call it Canadian Tire. So think of a Walmart, I guess, or whatever. So anyway, I found myself snapping at this clerk at Canadian Tire, right? Totally not me. I don't snap at people. But later that day I realized I'd missed 2 doses and I'd barely eaten. And again, it happens, right? It happens. But okay, oh my gosh, if I start going to being different, my mood's different. It's not, I'm being somebody who I'm not. Again, listen. I'm like, oh, wow, boom, what's up? What's going on, right? And then I'm going to check in, make that recording. So I will go back and I'll realize all these things. I watch for these trends. That's what's going to happen. So sometimes Parkinson's shows up in your muscles, right? Sometimes it shows up in your mood. And sometimes it shows up in people around you to how they're going to react to you or how you're reacting to them. Right. So if I could go back like that 10 or 15 years ago, that early diagnosed Bryce, right? What I was always thinking about this. What would I tell me? What would I tell an early diagnosed Bryce? And it's like, this is what I'd say to me. Like, you're not weak for slowing down, right? You're not weak for slowing down. You're smart for tuning in. You're not weak for slowing down, but you're smart for tuning in. So slow down, listen, and watch your body. Watch it. I tell him to start tracking, not obsessively, but enough to catch the patterns. I tell myself not to lie to myself, that pushing through, really doesn't cost me, right? I lie to myself, I'm just going to push through this and then I'll deal with me. I'm going to help here and then I'll take care of myself. No. That's a lie. You got to take care of yourself first, right? I tell myself to get curious about my body, even when it's frustrating, even when I want to ignore it, even when it's like, oh my God, now what? Now what's shaking? Now what's happening in my body? No, I got to watch, okay, this is what's happening. Why is this happening? Has it happened before? And when it happened before, go back to my check-in. I didn't sleep well and I missed some meds. Hey, guess what? You know what I mean? You look for those things. And I tell myself to listen to Carmen. No, I'm just teasing. No, I listen when she says, are you okay? Are you okay? Don't get mad. Don't get mad at her. Listen, because that's code for you don't look like you, right? When someone says you love, when someone who's around you a lot, your care partner, your spouse, whatever it might be, your partner, your kids, and they say, are you okay? That's a code for you don't look like you or you're not acting like you. So don't get upset. Just stop and reflect. Stop and reflect. So living with Parkinson's has taught me that listening to your body isn't optional. It's survival. And the hard part is your body doesn't always speak clearly. Sometimes it mumbles. Sometimes it gives me riddles, right? But it always speaks. And the more I tune in, the more I trust that I'll know what I need. That's how I keep showing up for my life. Not perfectly, but present. Not perfectly present. With Parkinson's, your body becomes the best communicator that you never asked for. The trick is learning the language before it starts shouting. Now, hey, listen, if this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear. What's one small signal that your body gives that others would miss, but you've learned to notice? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more support, connection, and behind-the-scenes access, join my inner circle. It's a real life community, right? We do this journey together. It's better when we do it together. Link is in the description below. We actually have a live call coming up this Wednesday. It's the first Wednesday of every month. So if you're not a member, come on in, jump in, hang out with me. It's live. It's not like this. We're not doing this. We're just like literally sitting there on like a Zoom call and just talking about life. I'm sharing, Brian's on there. Other people are on there. We're just sharing. We're helping each other. We're doing life. So no obligation, just an opportunity. Thanks for being here. And thank you for listening to your body.
Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today.